Olu, thank you very much for having me today at the Africa Centre. I remember the Africa Centre in Covent Garden from many years ago, but I'm ashamed to say I haven't been to your new Africa Centre, which is just south of the Tate Modern in the south of London. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that before we get on to the UK-Kenya season.
Yes, thank you, and welcome. Welcome to the new Africa Centre, which is still the old Africa Centre, but in a new location. We moved here in 2022 after 50 years in Covent Garden, and it's been quite an exciting project for us to put this new place together, refurbish the building, which has gone on to win a few RIBA awards for its interior decor and the work that we did in refurbishing it. But most importantly is what's happening within the walls in the last 2 years. We are so proud of how we have been able to utilize the space to relaunch the Africa Centre and make it more relevant for the 21st century and for the new generation, especially of younger people who are growing up and learning more about themselves and their African heritage while still maintaining those important links to the older people, such as yourself, who know the old Africa Centre.
And the thing I'd add to that is it's a really cool space. I mean, we're sitting here in the restaurant on the ground floor. There's a bar upstairs. There's an exhibiting space above that. And there's something above that where I haven't been. But it's a really nice place. So anyone watching us today should come down here to see some exhibits, celebrate, go to the bar, where I think you have all local alcohol up there too, don't you?
We promote African excellence in everything, and that includes everything behind the bar. So you will find vodkas from Zimbabwe and gins from Ghana. You will find rums from South Africa and wines from Morocco and palm wine from Nigeria. It's all there.
It sounds very exciting. So we're here today, though, because we are now partners, and we're celebrating the launch of the Kenya-UK cultural season, which is going to be a 7 months from May until November celebration of Kenyan culture of every form, whether it's architecture, dance, literature, music, and UK culture. And we're going to have events in Kenya, we're going to have events in the UK, and I think we're going to get all sorts of things accomplished through that.
It's going to be absolutely wonderful. The Africa Centre has been around since 1964, so this is actually our 60th anniversary. And in that time, we have had numerous opportunities to connect with various Kenyan creatives, thinkers, writers, politicians, but we've never really had a dedicated focus on Kenya for this kind of duration in that time. So one is a really fantastic opportunity for the Africa Centre. One of the things we're really, really keen on and very proud of we've been doing recently is having that kind of concentrated cultural focus on specific areas, countries, or issues on the African continent. So to be partnering with the British Council on this for the next 7 months and showcasing the best that Kenya creativity has to offer, from architecture to music, from literature to film, to fashion to food, is going to be absolutely marvelous.
And we have, I think the Africa Centre and the British Council are trying to do the same thing, which is ultimately connect people. So they build connections, they're able to interact with each other, they learn to understand each other. And then beyond that, they can actually trust each other. And that means it opens up the world to them because they can do business together. They can have creative ventures together. They can create new things together. And if we can make the season work in that way, we should be able to connect thousands of people from the UK to thousands of people in Kenya, strengthen that relationship. And hopefully out of that comes great art, a little bit of business, more understanding of cultures across the business, across the countries.
It's all about trust and connectivity, which is what underpins the best creativity anyway. So there'll be numerous collaborative opportunities that we will be doing. And one of the things that we find most exciting about this is the co-curative element of it. Every single thing that we are doing is being co-curated. So there is a real inversion of the usual power dynamic where one person curates and someone else delivers. Everything that we're doing is going to be co-curated. Everything is going to be co-produced. And we're really, really excited about that. People who would never have met each other are going to be working and creating things together. And therein lies magic, as well as great investment and business opportunities as well.
And the pinnacle of that co-creation, I think, is the British Pavilion at the Venice Architecture Biennale. The British Council has been running that pavilion since the 1930s, and we have never collaborated with another country on it. It's generally, British-led, a British artist, and we curate that. We're actually working with a Kenyan group. It's co-curated, and it's all about how architecture can repair, the damage from the past. So that's just a wonderful example of co-curation.
It is indeed, and there will be other such as well. But what that is doing is actually saying something really, really important, not just about Kenya, but also about the UK in 2025 as well, and how the UK is looking to become a very different country, more in tune with the changing times and the changing global geopolitics, but also understanding its role as well in the cultural heritage and in the necessity for global collaboration and cooperation, which this enables. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that develops. And more importantly, probably most important of all, is that seasons like this, is very easy to be cynical about them and think, yeah, you're just doing something for a moment. We have both been very, very intentional right from the offset that this has got to be the start of something and not an end in itself. So what's going to be most exciting about this is seeing what starts, not just in the creative industries, but also in the underpinning economic ecosystem around that in both Kenya and the UK, that will be able to trace back to this season in years to come.
From my perspective, it's hard to understate the importance of a season like this, because we have, if you think about relationships between countries, whether it's Kenya and the UK or whether it's the UK and other African countries, there are many elements of them at the government level, business level, organization level, and people level. And what we're trying to do is build in the underpinning trust that makes all of those happen. And as you say, the UK is really trying to develop partnerships in a way that are, they're modern partnerships, they're mutually beneficial, they're respectful on both sides. And that's got to start with people understanding each other. So every two people we connect through this season will have an effect on the broader relationship.
Yeah, the multiplier effect. And we also need to understand as well how important it is for Kenya and indeed for the whole Eastern African region to be able to have this showcase and platform for the excellence within the creative industry sector and the broader Kenyan diaspora as well. It's very, very important for us to understand that this is a really interesting avenue for soft power, for them to project themselves and to project a new Kenya, the new vibrant, young, creative, dynamic Kenya onto a global stage through a season such as this.
I think that's right. And the other thing that comes out of this is just pure business opportunities. So, all the Kenyan artists, that whatever type of artists they are that participate, will have a new market, and they will have new people to collaborate with and create new things. And all the UK artists that participate will have a new market to go to and be able to create new things. And that should be a big opportunity for all of them.
That's already started. I was in Kenya a few weeks ago just to meet the team over there, and I came back with a suitcase full of new clothes. And people have been seeing them and asking, where did you get that from? That's really cool. And placing orders already with some of the designers that you sponsor through the Catalyst grants over there. And so if that can happen on a one-person level, then just imagine the magic that we're going to be able to create for a whole market over 7 months.
And the really important thing to us is we have 7 months of great artistic collaboration coming up. And then we need to figure out how to take it forward from there and make sure this all continues, all those links continue. And it's one of the things from these seasons that we really work on. So we try and make sure that the groups that get connected, have some impetus to keep working together. I think normally it's natural because they have a business impetus. They actually, hopefully they like each other at that point and they do things. But that'll be our challenge come December.
And they will have the Africa Center,
Yes.
as their home for those kind of ongoing and continued collaborations and interactions. That's one of the things that we are really looking to get out of this for ourselves and for the wider African community as well, that they recognize that there is real value in interacting and engaging in spaces such as this and taking ownership of it. I'm just a custodian of the building. It's the people who actually make the work that make the work matter.
And this is all driven by a pretty fabulous partnership with the Africa Centre, the British Council, and the two High Commissions, the UK High Commission and the Kenyan High Commission. And hopefully we can take that partnership to beyond the 7 months and do more things. I certainly want to spend a lot more time in your bar here once we finish.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of magic that will be created with the High Commissions as well, and the way that they're looking to work with us, not just in the season, but to start things in the season, through business opportunities, through tourism opportunities, through government-to-government relationships that probably wouldn't have happened if they didn't have the vehicle of this season to catalyze things. So that would be really, really interesting as well. And yeah, food drink matters a lot.
So I hope, Olu, this is the beginning of a long personal friendship and institutional friendship between the Africa Centre and the British Council. And I am very delighted to have you as a new partner.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Scott.